Hi, I'm Lisa Garr, and welcome to The Aware Show, a weekly show that brings you transformational tools and techniques that you can actually use today to inspire your positive growth and change in yourself and in others. Every single week, I will bring you new, cutting-edge information that will help you improve the quality of your life in any way you choose. Do you want incredible health, connected relationships, flourishing finances, cutting-edge science? Whatever it is, consider the Aware Show to be your trusted place for lifelong learning, because for over a decade, I have built trusting relationships with my guests and with my audiences. And if you're just new to the Aware Show, or if you've been a fan for a long time, I always encourage you to listen to your own truth and to stay aware. I'm Lisa Garr, host of The Aware Show, and I want to share with you some tips about being an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years now, creating two very successful companies, and these are some of the things that I've learned. When you're creating your own business or your dream, there's a big, huge movement out there right now called the side hustle. And this is creating your dreams on the side while you're working at your regular job, which I highly recommend until you get your side hustle going. So sometimes entrepreneurs fall into these common traps of doing too many things. It's called wearing too many hats. There's even a podcast out there called Too Many Hats. And so some of us, we are the chief marketing officer, and we're the project manager, and we're the chief visionary, and we're the accountant, and we manage people, so we're the HR. It's common, very, very common. There's a book out there called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber that defines all of the different roles of an entrepreneur and how we get stuck in this position of wearing too many hats. First of all, it's a good sign. You've created a lot. Good job so far. So now this is what I was just taught, and I love this. Look at the 5 or 6 things that you're doing and choose the top 3 that give you a return on your investment. Spend 80% of your time on those top 3 things, and then 20% of your time on the things that are not giving you such a return on your investment, like answering emails and researching technology and so forth. So what you want to do is, once you have spent 80% of your time on the top 3 things that give you the highest ROI, then you will create more of an income, and then you can hire people for your weaknesses. I always say hire your weaknesses and capitalize on your strengths. All right, thanks for watching, and until next time, I invite you to stay aware. Welcome to The Aware Show. I am Lisa Garr, and I'm so excited. This is probably my favorite show of all time, because I have my brother on the show, Dan Garr. So my brother he's a wild inventor. He is actually a certified inventor. He has invented product after product. He has created his own company. He is what you call a serial entrepreneur. For all of you serial entrepreneurs out there, I am as well. We don't know why both of us are like this. Something our parents did to us. Yeah. Or we were abducted by aliens. What is it, Dan?
Mom and Dad might be the aliens.
We love our parents. No, we came from 2 really hardworking parents. So we are definitely not afraid of hard work. So tell me about, okay, first of all, I got to check out that painting behind you. This is your artwork. Tell us a little bit about it.
Meet Fred.
Fred.
This is a monster painting. This is like one of the new paintings that we're doing in this new company. And this will be the next one after this product right here. Yeah. But it's 3D artwork that really just jumps out of the frame. And this one's kind of funny. It's like this big green monster, and he's kind of apple-ish, and he's eating all these other little monsters in the kitchen, but none of the little monsters are paying attention because they're on their iPads. It's kind of on social media. It's funny, it's catchy. This one's kind of quirky, but we're doing some other ones that are really, really fun.
That's so cool. So yeah. You started, okay, so my brother's company is named Hot Buttered Elves. And how long have you had Hot Buttered Elves?
Buttered Elves since it was 1990 that we opened that.
Yep.
So that company's been around a long time, and it's just the craziest name, really hard to forget. And when you go online, you'll see that painting right there in a movie of how we made it, and it's kind of a time-lapse thing. But we do a lot of sculpting, but it's a toy company. So what we do is we invent, and we pitch ideas to the Mattels, Hasbro, Spin Master Jacks, all the big toy companies. And then we also develop and sculpt all the characters as well. So Disney, and then we do the 3D printing. So we do 3D modeling, then print out the parts, and then paint them, and then put motors inside them and make them go, test them, and then they go to industry to go through the marketing steps to get on the shelves. So it's been a really fun, it's a fun business, but and it's hyper creative.
Hyper creative. You are a hyper creative human being. I remember when you were little, you used to tinker with stuff, take it apart, put it back together. Sometimes it wouldn't work. Sometimes it would.
My favorite tool was a screwdriver. It got me in and out of everything.
I remember you took apart skateboards and then you would try to skateboard downhill and crash.
We'll do that. I think that.
So anyway, this is why I wanted to have my brother on, is because not only is he a super creative human being and an amazing guy, but he's created this great idea. This is a brand new invention. Now, to create something that doesn't exist in the marketplace these days is hard to do. But he figured it out, and he took something very simple, very practical, and made it even more practical. It's called the Reba Blend. Tell us about it. What is it?
So what I was doing is analyzing, like a lot of times when you invent, the first thing you love is a problem. Somebody has a problem, something isn't working. Some people get upset about it. When I hear a problem, I'm like, oh yeah, let's figure it out. So here's the gap. You have shaker bottles that you can shake that have the spring in them, and then you have a plug-in blender. But there's nothing in between, except for now. So what I did is kind of close this gap. We analyzed it. We figured out how to, we wanted people to be able to blend on the go. You don't always want to plug in. So we're trying to get people to unplug with this concept here. So basically it's a water bottle, but inside you have these blades. And when you turn the bottom wheel here, see the blades? They spin really fast. So it's a geared ratio. And then this rubber wheel is really solid. It's like a skateboard wheel, going back to the skateboard days.
Uh-huh.
It's really sturdy, but what you do is you rev it back and forth on a table, and that allows you to puree anything that you put inside it. You can put in strawberries, bananas, kiwi, raspberries, any kind of fruit, even frozen fruit, and then you pour in your liquid, and then you make your smoothies.
Okay, so while you're going to mix this up a smoothie, as you're mixing, tell me a little bit about what you had to go through in order to create something like this, how you had to think outside the box in order to come up with something that hasn't been done before.
So my inventing style is a little, it's very electric. When I get an idea in my head and I can kind of see it, I see how it works in my head, and then I just start looking for anything and everything that I can find to piece that thing together. And being in the prototype business, I can do it a lot faster than most people because we have so many different assets. But what I did on this level is I went straight to 3D in the computer. We printed out the gears. I tore apart a couple of blenders and welded some things together and made the first one, and it worked so well. I was jumping up and down. I was so excited. And it was just
so it's 3 levels of blades, right?
3 levels of blades in here, which gives you 3 times the surface area of a cutting edge, which is relevant and which is why this works. It's really that's why it can blend as well as it does, and I'll show you in a minute here.
Okay.
Yeah, the blades aren't terribly sharp, so we don't want the blades to come out though, because we don't want people getting cut. They do have a corner on them, but it's really easy to clean too. You just pour soap and water in there and do the same back and forth movement
to clean it.
Dishwasher works great in the dishwasher.
Okay, so while you're mixing there, tell me a little bit about the patent process. Like, how does an inventor go through all this stuff? What advice would you give to someone who is creating a side business, has a great idea, has always wanted to do something like you're doing? What's that?
That's yogurt.
Oh, nice.
Raspberries, strawberries, kiwi, and some banana.
Wow.
In here.
Looks really good.
It is good.
This is amazing that you can do this all by yourself. And it's environmentally sustainable. Of course, environmentally friendly because you're not using any electricity.
That's the best part. I mean, it's really built well. So when I build something, I want it to last. And I know from the toy industry how to do that. When you build things, you've got to make them kid-proof. And then you've got to know your safeties too. Like there's a lot of different standards for kids. So we adopted all of that when we built this. Watch what happens here. So when I just start turning this by hand, you can kind of see the fruit mixing around.
Yeah.
heat blends it up really well, just like that. But when you go on a table and go back and forth like this, just a few times.
And what's this creating? It's like a centrifugal force in there?
It is. It's spinning. It's all about RPMs and blade surface area attacking the food. So it's getting in there and it's emulsifying it. And it works great for so many other things like salad dressings. You can mix up your own salad dressings and keep it in the fridge. And when they separate, you just blend them up like this. But it's fresh. It's yours. It's like it doesn't have the salt and all the stuff that you may not want.
And what else can you do? Can you chop vegetables in there, or what other types of things can you chop?
You can do veggies. You can do
green drinks,
omelets. Omelets. This is one of the greatest things for omelets, because you crack your eggs in there. You put in onions, put in mushrooms, ham, whatever you want, and then a tablespoon of cream for every egg that you put in, and then you just rev it up. And when you do that, you go back and forth, and you get this airy omelet. And then it's scrambled eggs or frittata. You throw it in the oven for about 20 minutes.
That's a great idea. Now, have you been able to chop greens in there, or spinach, kale, celery?
Celery, we've done, it'll chop everything. It really does. It puts a nice chop on it. It's not going to puree it like a Vitamix, but it does get it to a point where it's very, very chopped. So it's great for onions and garlic, and like when you're doing garlic and you're doing an Italian dinner or something, and you can just throw 10 cloves in there and rev them up, and in a few seconds, you just dump them right into your pan and it's ready to go.
Very, very cool.
Or
okay, so what was that?
Infused olive oil too.
Oh, wow. Nice. Okay, so back to the question about the patents, and if somebody has an idea or an invention, how do you get through the barriers of people thinking this is hard, this is something that is for someone else? I know there's a lot of companies out there that take inventors to the next level. What do you think about that?
There are, and there's a lot of help out there. There really is a lot of help. The first thing you kind of have to do, it's like if you were starting with anything. If you really had the whole list of everything that you're going to go through to be successful, it would be so long you might talk yourself out of it. So you just take things one step at a time, but set some goals so you know where to go. The first thing I do with the attorney is go on a search. So I want to search and see what's on the market, because that's not a step you want to wait for. You want to make sure that you're not inventing what somebody else has already invented. And then patents take a couple of years sometimes to get granted. So it may not be visible yet. So there's a lot of things you have to watch for. But when I did it initially, we filed provisional patent that gives you 1 year, and it's a cheaper version of a patent, but it has to encompass everything that you're putting in your patent, but more broadly. But it has to be in there because you can't file the patent afterwards after that year and change your claims. So it has to be the same thing. But what you're doing is you're getting a filing date, a year early, and it doesn't cost you a lot of money, and it gives you a chance to explore the market, speak to people while you have that filing date. And that way, see if it's going to work in the market.
This is all self-taught, isn't it, Dan?
It is. It's self-taught, and it's great. I mean, I have so many great friends in this business and the toy business, and this product is, it is a toy. Like I say, everything is a toy. Your toothbrush, they're all products. They're just different ages of them, but this is kind of a toy. It's got the same gears as a.
So you just went to a trade show, and you were best of show, pretty much, right?
It was absolutely overwhelming. I've never seen anything like this. We were in the inventor corner at the Chicago IHA, the International Housewares Show, and we were by the stage, and there were people talking and giving, like incredible people from the industry with their knowledge, and they share, and it's really nice to meet people on that level. I wouldn't want to go to that show and show a product that's not patented, because you need your protection in place. The whole product world is a chess game, and you've got to cover your pieces as you move, or you're going to lose them. So
interesting.
Just like chess, you have to kind of play that game and make sure you've got solid IP, intellectual property, that can, it protects you.
Good to know. Good to know. So you're really your advice to entrepreneurs is to get yourself covered first before you go out with your product.
Absolutely.
And then when you went out with your product and you had all your coverage there, what happened?
It was so fun. First of all, we were next to two of the coolest guys doing this shaving cream called Legacy Shave. These guys were so fun. We had the best time. Just because they were there, we had like double the fun. They got a lot of exposure. We got a lot of exposure. We B2B bounced people off each other. So if somebody visits him, it's like, oh, you got to check out the blender. And I'm like, you should go shave, you know, unless it's a lady. But
I know. You know what? I love it because we're the same way, because I like to support other people, and then it's a mutual thing. And I think that's the new way of doing business. It's not edging out your competition. It's just work this and this. And that's really cool.
That's true. And I know that's something, both of us have that in common.
Yep. Always supporting people.
One of the traits of inventors that is something that everybody has to work through to become a consistent inventor is to open up and not be afraid to show those things. Because not everybody's going to rip you off, but some people will. You do have to be careful.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of people will hold on to an invention as like their little egg that's going to make them a lot of money one day. But I'll tell you, if you're thinking about it, within a certain period of time, somebody else is going to follow that same logic and come up with that product. So you've got to move on your ideas and not be afraid. It's not, sometimes that's a big barrier. But once you make your decision to move forward, just have fun while you're doing it. And then you'll be attracted to it. And that's what happened at the show. So when I started to show the bottle, the water, the first time, I was demonstrating it like this to a whole panel of people. And I saw them look at me and kind of go, that's not going to puree that. And then when I hit it on the table like this and went back and forth, they all started clapping. They all got it. And immediately after that, it was, that set it. That was like lighting the fuse to the product. And there we were, exposed to the whole world. And it was the whole world. It's international. So all countries, everybody came by. I was making smoothies for as many people as I could. But, my arm was so sore at the end of each day. 4 days of that. See that muscle?
Just smoothie muscle. And you had to probably go through a lot of strawberries, Dan.
Oh, we did. It was a lot of fun. You know what else we did is we did demos, because people always want to know if it crushes ice, and it can. And we recommend that you don't do that and just put ice in and shake it like a tumbler. But we put almonds in here and showed people how the blades just turn them into powder. So they really do. I mean, it works very, very well.
Oh my gosh, that's great for people in the gluten-free world, as you know we are, because nut flours are the only thing that a lot of paleo diet people can eat is nut flours, that they're grain-free. So making your own almond flour and coconut flour, that's really cool. Very cool.
It'll crumble it to the point where you can put it on your ice cream, but I don't know if it would make flour out of it, but it does make it pretty fine.
No, you don't need much more for cookies. That's great.
Perfect for cookies.
You can make gluten-free cookies. We'll do it next time together.
You know what this is so fun for is making ice cream shakes. You put cookies and fruit and ice cream and milk in here and blend it up, and then you drink right out of it. So.
My goodness. Well, I think it's just so cool that you have worked so hard. You have a lot of inventions that you have tried. And this one, it took maybe, I don't know, how many inventions have you pitched before you hit the one that really hit it?
Wow. I'm on my 8th patent. And those weren't all products. Some of those were working with medical devices and working with, and toys and things like that, of that nature.
That's amazing.
But the trial and error process, we make a new invention around here every week or every 2 weeks. I mean, we're all
so cool.
doing something. And the brainstorms are fun. And it's like when I was teaching, I taught over at Otis and for about 8 years, but I had this one class to teach people how to invent. So after they're going through the first part of the semester, I come in with a box of all these motors, toys, packaging in the toy industry style, right? So it's all these little type of things, and a note that says, your prototype was destroyed on the way to your presentation. You have 3 hours to create a brand new prototype out of these materials, and you will be filmed. Go. And the whole class they look at each other and like, what? Are you serious? And it doesn't take long before they start forming teams and then tearing apart, analyzing, and then they get into it and the RPMs start ripping and they're like, yeah, let's do this. They sketch out their ideas And by the end of that class, they had a walking robot with an RC thing that was shooting airplanes that flew, and it was amazing. So it's kind of like brainstorming like that. You take your ideas in your head and you throw them on the table, and then you just start mixing and matching and putting things together. And then, this is a great way to generate products.
That is so cool. That is so cool, Dan. Well, I mean, I didn't even know that you did that. You see the things you find out when you interview your brother? No, I mean, definitely you are an inspiration, and it fits in with the whole Aware Show theme, is because people are listening to you and saying, maybe I'm going to motivate myself to do what Dan did and to go forward with my invention. And then we have a special gift for our listeners today. If you go to the RevaBlend site, which is revablend.com/The Aware Show. So revablend.com/The Aware Show. You're going to get a discount.
Okay, we'll probably have to edit this part out, but it'll say go to revablend.com, and then when you go to checkout, there's a box for a coupon. Type in the Aware Show, you get a 20% discount.
Yay. Okay, go to revablend.com, and then when you check out, enter in the Aware Show in the coupon area, and you will get a 20% discount. And you can order them for your friends and your family and say, hey, I saw this on the Aware Show. It's super sustainable. You can take it camping. You can take it on an airplane with you, put it in your luggage, check it. And when you get to a hotel or wherever you're traveling, you can have your own protein shakes. You can have your own food so that you're not spending $1 zillion on eating out every night if you travel a lot. It's a really great thing for travel.
It is. It's great. It's very practical. It's easy to clean, and it's a really fun product. And I think in the protein area, protein shakes, we're both drinking those, and especially when I swim. And this is kind of born from my swimming experience. So when we were swimming across the Strait of Gibraltar, not your everyday swim, but we kind of ramped up for this one. We're training. It's a 15 or 16 mile swim. And when you're swimming, you stop like every 40 minutes and just rehydrate. And what you'll do is we have these hydration carb drinks that we make, and we pre-mix them and then put in honey and then put in bananas, or you eat a banana. But now with this, we were able to mix it up, put the bananas and everything in there so that you can grab it and drink it really fast while you're in the water and then keep going. And it was just a really powerful energizer when you're in that swim. Because as you get towards the end of the swim.
Oh, by the way, he swam the Strait of Gibraltar. That happened.
That was on my bucket list. That was one of the things I really wanted to do. So.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, thanks, Dan. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of my brother. Good job.
Proud of you, Lisa. I really am. I'm impressed. So
we're crazy Garr family, but it works. Somehow it works. All right. Thanks, Dan. And then remember, go to the website, which is revablend.com. And when you go to the checkout, enter in the Aware Show, and you'll get a wonderful discount. Okay? And get them for your friends and family and for gifts or whatever. All right. Thanks, Dan. You're an awesome inspiration. I love you.
Love you too.
See ya. And welcome to the Aware Show. I just want to let you know, as an entrepreneur, there's one thing that I've learned about email. Email can definitely suck your time. Has anyone spent up to 2 hours answering emails to look up and realize that just entire time just flew by? So this is one of the challenges that I get into, and I absolutely love corresponding with people. That's part of the reason why I spend so much time answering email. Someone just taught me a great idea, is to create an email that says, at the bottom in your salutation, if I do not answer your email right away, please text me. And create that email for just the people that you know you need to correspond with right away. So that way you won't miss an email, and you'll get to the emails that you need to get to right away. And you can create a private email box just for those people that you need to get a hold of. The people that you correspond with directly, that you do the most business with, that you need to reach and to reach you right away. And so the people that you work closely with, create a private email for those people. And at the bottom of the email say, if I don't get back to you right away, please text me if you need immediate assistance. And that's a great way to filter out some of your emails. There's a lot of different philosophies out there. There's the zero inbox philosophy. You can look that up online, where people just completely clear their inboxes. Lots of great different philosophies on email. It definitely is something that you need, and it also can take a lot of your time. So check some of those things out. And until next time, I invite you to stay aware.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Aware Show. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you think. And also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will give you some of my favorite bonus gifts. So if you want to subscribe also to my newsletter, you can find the link in the description below. Thank you so much, and until next time, I invite you to stay aware.